The Galaxy S26 Ultra is the next big thing everyone's waiting for, and the excitement around its release is already building. Samsung hasn't officially shared any details about its upcoming flagship yet, but based on recent patterns, we can make a pretty good guess at when it might arrive. Over the past few years, Samsung has shifted the timing of its Galaxy S Unpacked events from the end of the first quarter to much earlier in the year. Looking back, the Galaxy S20 lineup was unveiled on February 11th, 2020. The S21 series arrived earlier, with a launch on January 14th, 2021. The S22 came on February 9th, 2022, hitting stores on February 25th. Then, Samsung kept up the rhythm with the Galaxy S23's launch on February 1st, 2023, and release on February 17th, while the S24 series followed a slightly earlier schedule, January 17th, 2024, with sales starting January 31st. Most recently, the Galaxy S25 series was announced on January 22nd, 2025, and reached users by February 7. If we follow this pattern, it seems Samsung loves the month of February, either for unveiling or launching its top-tier devices. So, for the Galaxy S26 series, we can expect a launch sometime in mid to late January, with sales kicking off by late January or early February. That said, there's a little twist this time. The rumored cancellation of the Galaxy S26 Edge and the development shift toward a new Galaxy S26 Plus might push things a bit. If that happens, we could be looking at a possible March 2026 debut, but that's still unconfirmed. What's certain is that the Galaxy S26 Ultra will arrive packed with meaningful upgrades. It's expected to feature the latest Qualcomm chipset, enhanced camera sensors, the next-gen One UI software, and a fresh wave of AI-powered experiences that could redefine the flagship game once again. According to early industry reports, Samsung's partners are gearing up to start mass production of key components by November this year, including the new camera sensors. Firmware development has also kicked off for two models, the now-canceled Edge and the Ultra. The company is reportedly keeping the Plus variant alive, while the S26 Pro has been renamed simply to Galaxy S26 for its 2026 debut. The wait might feel long, but anticipation is part of the thrill. As always, Samsung seems to be preparing something truly special for fans. We'll keep updating as more reliable information surfaces, because when it comes to the Galaxy S26 Ultra, every new detail is worth the wait. Samsung could delay the Galaxy S26 series reveal by almost 2 months, meaning the phones might miss their usual January 2026 launch window. According to a new report, Samsung is currently dealing with unexpected issues in the development and design phase of its upcoming flagship lineup. The sudden shakeup in the Galaxy S26 strategy seems to have created a major disruption in Samsung's early 2026 plans, leaving both the company and its fans in a bit of uncertainty. It now appears that the Galaxy S26 series could be unveiled in March instead of January 2026. That's definitely not the news fans were hoping for, but sometimes a little longer wait is better than a rushed product, especially when it's about something as big as the S26 series. Over the past few days, we've seen reports about the surprising revival of the Galaxy S26 Plus, the cancellation of the Galaxy S26 Edge, and even a naming reversal where the Galaxy S26 Pro might revert to simply being called the Galaxy S26. Through all this chaos, the Galaxy S26 Ultra has remained untouched, the only model that seems to have survived the lineup turbulence without major changes. Interestingly, the development of the Galaxy S26 Edge was reportedly close to completion before Samsung decided to pull the plug. The Galaxy S26 Pro, on the other hand, could still launch under that name, but the Plus model appears to be starting over from scratch. Samsung might already have an early Galaxy S26 Plus prototype in hand just to prevent a last-minute rush. Yet the device still needs more time to be properly developed. Despite these hurdles, the Galaxy S26 Plus has started showing up in official databases like the IMEI registry, signaling that Samsung hasn't abandoned it completely. Still, as we head into November, it's getting harder to believe that the S26 lineup will make its debut in January. Reports continue to hint at a possible delay, and now the real question is, how far will it go? Will Samsung manage to push the launch to February, or will fans have to wait all the way until March to see the next big Galaxy flagship finally unveiled? This time, Samsung seems to have taken the best design ideas from the S25 Edge and the Fold 7, blending them into one stunning flagship that feels both bold and refined. Earlier, we only saw leaked CAD renders floating around, but this latest leak gives us our very first real-life look at what could be Samsung's biggest launch of 2026. From what we can see, the Galaxy S26 Ultra is rocking a design mix that instantly reminds you of both the S25 Edge and the Fold 7. And that's not a bad thing at all. According to Tarun Vats, who shared the latest leak, the phone features a noticeably thick camera bump on the back. The island design follows the same layout seen in Samsung's recent premium devices, keeping that premium identity intact, but adding a more solid, confident feel. The camera setup itself stays familiar. 3 sensors placed neatly within the main bump, 2 separate camera rings positioned on the side, and an LED flashlight right in the center. But this time, something feels different. The bump and the individual camera rings are thicker than ever before, making the camera area stand out from the rest of the body. This design change seems to have a real purpose. It gives Samsung extra space to house its next-gen camera sensors, possibly hinting at major hardware upgrades beneath the surface. One small yet meaningful detail caught everyone's attention. The leaked case render confirms that Samsung is moving away from those iconic Saturn camera rings. The Galaxy S26 series will instead feature sleeker, more modern lens outlines. It's a subtle but significant change that makes the phone look more refined and cohesive. Just like the S25 Edge, which had its own distinct bump, and the Z Fold 7 that refined the lens frames, the S26 Ultra seems to combine both worlds into a fresh, balanced design. There's also a clear shift in the overall shape of the device. The Galaxy S26 Ultra has slightly more rounded corners than before, giving it a smoother and more comfortable grip. The Ultra series has always been sharp and industrial, but this change makes it feel softer, a little more in tune with what we've seen from Apple's iPhone and Google's Pixel designs. And yes, for all the S Pen lovers out there, it's still here. Samsung isn't ready to retire it just yet. However, the whispers are growing louder that by 2027, we might see the S Pen finally fade away from the Ultra lineup. It's hard to imagine an Ultra without it, but if this design evolution continues, it might be the natural next step. So, what we're seeing in the Galaxy S26 Ultra isn't just a cosmetic update. It's a clear signal that Samsung is rethinking what the Ultra experience should look and feel like. Every curve, every bump, every small decision seems to serve a purpose. The S26 Ultra feels like the start of a new design era, one that merges power, precision, and personality into a single, beautifully crafted flagship. A new leak shows the Galaxy S26 Ultra in a bold orange finish that looks strikingly similar to Apple's Cosmic Orange. Coincidence or copy? That's the question stirring up the internet right now. For years, Samsung and Apple have been locked in an intense rivalry, with every new release sparking endless comparisons. But this time, it's not the camera, performance, or display making headlines. It's the color. A fresh leak suggests that Samsung's upcoming Galaxy S26 Ultra might arrive in a bold orange shade that uncannily resembles Apple's Cosmic Orange. And of course, fans are already debating whether Samsung is taking inspiration from Apple yet again, or if orange is simply destined to be the color of 2026. It all began when images of Galaxy S26 Ultra dummy units surfaced online, revealing what appears to be a striking orange variant. The leak spread like wildfire because the shade looked almost identical to Apple's latest iPhone finish. According to insiders, these dummy units are being shared with accessory makers ahead of Samsung's official launch. The design itself remains a mystery, but the color has already stolen the spotlight. And honestly, it's hard not to notice the resemblance. Apple first introduced its Cosmic Orange with the iPhone 17 lineup, branding it as bold yet refined, a color that stands out without shouting for attention. Fans loved it for being stylish, premium, and refreshingly different from the usual black, silver, and gold options. Over the years, Apple has shaped the conversation around smartphone colors. From midnight green to deep purple, each shade has become iconic in its own right. So Samsung's move to bring a similar orange into its lineup naturally invites comparison. This isn't the first time the two tech giants have been accused of echoing each other's design language. From packaging styles to UI tweaks and even camera layouts, Samsung and Apple have often found themselves on the same page, intentionally or not.